So let's try and see if anybody watches this one. I don't know if this microphone is really good. Probably be sat here talking to myself. Happy Friday, everybody. Friday the 1st of March. 28 years to the day since I went self-employed. So we're celebrating with some roast smoked salmon pate from Waitrose. They do an amazing sort of fish thing. The one at Hull, where we go. They have a sushi bar and everything. I actually tried their sushi. I've tried the ones that's in the little boxes and that. And they're very nice. So I've got some fresh stuff before. And I didn't find it that tasty, to be really honest. This is nice. It's a bit more, I can't remember how much it was. It was a few quid. But I'm not sure if it's any better than some Shippums. So I need to get some watch time hours. Hello, Mark. How you doing, mate? I need to get some watch time hours on this channel and some more subscribers. So if it's the first time you've watched this, please stay. Put a short up last night, got 500 views. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me. I'll just put some lettuce in it. So that's the food of the day. It's very nice. It's got a right bite to it. So I'm not sure if it's any better than the Shippum's paste that we used to get when we were kids. Just move the rig. So it's not as easy to get people to actually watch it live on here. Because I don't know where all the subscribers are, but apparently there's 384 now, or 385. Or even 387, which I think is actually the figure. I've done this new thing on YouTube. I didn't think this one through, did I? I've done this new thing on YouTube, so you actually go live with the phone in the upright position. And the chat comes up straight away. The old style was absolutely hopeless. And so they've upgraded it. I'm very nearly sure that they've obviously done it to take on the might of TikTok, where people just set up a live and clear off. I mean, they did make it so you couldn't go live until you got to 1,000 on it, and then they changed that. And now they've done it so when you get to 500, you can actually put memberships on and stuff like that, but you can't get AdSense till you get to 1,000. Now, in real terms, it seems to work out to me on the other channel. If you actually get a video to have AdSense on it, you get £1 for 1,000 views, so 13,000 views, 13 quid. Which, if you actually put one on with a vape product, that goes down to tenths of a penny straight away. Hey, busy Mark, you flat out? That's got a right twang to it. It looks like you're going to get all the attention, mate, to be honest, because there's only you here. I've done lives at dinner time on this one before. I'm sure if I actually give it some stick and put some stuff on here, and people would watch it, because they do, don't they? But the glories of over 1,000 subscribers on the other one, it gains subscribers every day, by at least one. There's always somebody picking up on something you've done. But when I put a short up on here late last night, 1,000 people got a chance to view it. Hello Ian, how you doing, mate? 1,000 people got a chance to view it. And 500 people did, or 450 people did. Look at this, Ian, bit of high-end stuff for you. I should have got myself some bagels. Great Taste Gold in 2010. Why do actually people actually, because that's claiming that they got gold in the Great Taste Awards in 2010. So what have they been doing since 2010? They've not really been trying that hard, have they? So for 14 years they haven't won anything, that's what it's saying. So it's not really good, is it? This is nice. And butchers from the co-op. I usually avoid the co-op because they seem to keep them in for 3 weeks, don't they? Four people. Noel the Dogman Adventurer. Nice to see you, mate. You get a different crowd in the daytime, especially on a channel with no subscribers. You sort of get the high-end people. Is this audio reasonable? I've stuck the Rode microphone in the bottom. If you want to make it sound like a show, you've got to talk into it like that. It's weird because that mixer I've got, you can actually connect up through Bluetooth and use this for, you can use the Shure microphone on your phone. If this is too crispy, I'll have to think of something else. Oh, good. Is it reasonably loud? I'm in the corner of the kitchen with no background, so that's the actual corner of the thing. It's a good background, that, isn't it? I hope there's an intro for dinner with Mick. Big D Faves. Do you know what? Look who that is. Absolute star of the show. He's the guy that started me to go on YouTube, and I'll love him forever. He's a lovely, lovely, lovely man. So if you pop him past his shop, pop him. I hope he's got some herbs. I actually thought he was in the chat the other night on the other one, but it turned out disappointingly that he wasn't done. I hope you're doing really well, mate. I hope that shop makes you an absolute fortune. It's just a shame about the other one, really, but that's life, isn't it? If you can make money out of one of them, why do too? I was just saying, Dan, 28 years ago today since I started cab driving, since I started self-employed. I still ain't got any money. But we've cobbled together and got a bit of smoked salmon for lunch. I have to have champagne really, but I've got to go to work. And unbelievably, when I checked last night, Friday the 1st of March 1996, should I say, the 1st of March 1996 was a Friday. Just the same as now. I know, he was the man on there, Dan, as well. Them videos on the phone were amazing. You never ever watch it? You know, I spend the whole day watching it. I don't just watch vape-related stuff. I watch all sorts of content. Matt Armstrong with his cars, I love that. I do watch some vape reviews. I'm more interested in rebuildable stuff than anything else. Not really bothered about pods. Quite like juice reviews, especially when I've done them. Anything that's Ian's in, because he's just sexy. I'm trying to think what else I watched. There's blokes spraying cars this morning I was watching. I don't know if anybody's watched TikTok. Do you actually post on there? Mr. Nevins is a big TikTok man. He posts some stuff on there. He's good at it as well. He gets loads and loads of views. TikTok. When it first came out, I just thought it was for kids. And then when you actually get into it now, they've sort of developed it into a definite... They've obviously got YouTube on the run, haven't they? Because they do it first and then YouTube follow. Whereas originally, I keep looking out the window, I don't know why. Whereas originally it was like, oh, what are they? We're not bothered about them. But trouble is with TikTok, you can get banned all the time, can't you? Wow. Ah, good. It's one thing, Dan, you've got an excellent accountant. That was a nightmare. I was watching something, and there was a guy saying that he said before COVID, his business was no mortgages, no loans, no debts. As it came out of it, it was 50 grand in debt. That's what it cost him in real terms. I didn't do too bad. We were lucky. We just paid the mortgage up, and the taxi was paid for at the time, which was like a saving of 800 quid a month. So I just literally went out and I said to my wife, I'm going to go out and I'm going to put food on the table. And that's exactly what I did. I put food on the table. I paid the shopping bill every week, and she took care of the rest, and we managed. I did end up in the end where I ended up getting one of those bounce back loans for about £300 interest or something like that. And that just dribbles its way out of the account every month. But it's, to be honest, it seems a little bit difficult now. I don't know why. It seems to have deadened off now. Now, whether it's just the February blues, I don't know. Because January, you seem to keep going in January. And it mentioned that February is going to be better, but I think a lot of people get a lot of bills and that in February, and it shocks them a bit. So hopefully this weekend, when they've all got paid, should get us all going again. But you seem to sit about, but still make a living by the end of the week. But you're not tearing any trees up. But then again, like I say, it's only February. You didn't have a lot of luck with that one at Emfirth, did you, though? Because they put bloody loads of scaffolding around it for weeks on end. I'm surprised now it puts it off. Well, that's right, yeah. Yeah, I managed to keep it side by side, and then when all of a sudden that other car went wrong, and I had to go and get another car. And so I ended up taking quite a lot of money out of it for that. And then I was running even, and then I don't know if you know, Dan, my eldest child, my daughter, she's got terminal cancer. And that's took a bit of a knock since then. Because I went through weeks and weeks and weeks of having no bloody interest whatsoever. So it's not been the best of years, to be honest. But anyway, moving on. She's just had radiotherapy. She's just actually been to Australia for 2 weeks as well to see her mate. One off the bucket list. Oh yeah, I think, Matt. I mean, I said from the start, I said if they ban disposables, they won't be able to stop banning anything. The trouble with the governments, what they normally do is make their mind up and tell you after. And then they're like, oh look, the peasants are revolted, and they're still carrying on what they're doing. But they definitely have been the ruination of proper vape shops. Now, if they had just said, right, let's get rid of them and put everything back in the shops, it'd have been a boom time for you. But, we'll see. Hopefully it'll be all right. Yeah, that's right, Dan. She's only 40, bless her. She's got 4 kids, isn't she? It's the worst thing. I can't ever think of anything that in my life that's happened to me that it just shocks you to death. It's just awful. So we spent like 4 months crying and getting pissed. And then you sort of come round to the fact, think, well, you've just got to get going, haven't you? There we go, another food review for you. I've actually got the bag upside down. They're as good as Walkers. It's pretty crap, mate, to be honest. But she's doing amazingly well for what you can do when you've got stage 4. The eldest one, she's brilliant. She's nearly 18 and she's been an absolute star. The boy's 14. He's never got over the fact that his mum split up with his dad, and the other 2 are just babies. They don't know about it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly right. The one that was their thing, because my wife works for them, and in where we live, they're at the front of the tills, straight opposite from the front of the tills, and they sell very little of them, and lots of them are stolen. And it just, I think it's probably Red Isle or something like that. And they should never have been there, and that's exactly what's gone wrong with that job. They basically, and that's their fault. That's the government's fault for allowing that to happen. They should have said these have got to be in places that have got, you know, I don't know what it would be, because say a booze license, but Morrison's have got a booze license. But you don't put flavoured vodka at the end of the chocolate aisle, do you? You know. But anyway, we'll see how it happens. See what happens. See what they're going to do. Be interesting to see. But the problem is, as always, they've released some information to turn it into speculation, and then stood back and gone, no, well, we don't know what we're doing yet. We might do this, we might do that. Now, whether I could imagine them putting a tax on it, because I think that's what they're missing. I think there should be a licence that any shop can sell vape and stop smoking cessations, provided there are no tobacco sales. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think with the pre-COVID though, Matt, you didn't have the one available. I mean, I never even realised, but apparently they were selling them in hairdressers and all sorts. And the other weird thing is that they won't recognise it as a smoking cessation product, because it's technically, they just won't. They don't seem to recognise it's that, because it's got to be like a Nicorette tablet or something like that, where they're selling booze. I did some tobacco pouches for somebody, Zin, and they said you must not claim in any way, shape or form that they're a smoking cessation product, because then it opens up a new ballgame. Well, I never found patches and that bloody awful chewing gum to be a smoking cessation product. It was just that cold turkey with sore lips, wasn't it? You know, sore jaws and where you bit all your lips and that. And then bloody inhalator things, it's a waste of time. But the thing is with e-cigarettes, if the pharmacy companies had got hold of them first, then there wouldn't be a problem, because they'd be like, look what we've invented. Come on, buy these for £50 for a disposable. And the government has said, yeah. The new Zins are, because they didn't put the problem, like with the Skull Bandits and stuff like that, they had actual tobacco in them, whereas the Zin ones are just some sort of vegetable packet with a little bit of nicotine on them. Now, I didn't find them. I sort of tried them, because if you're going down to Heathrow or something like that, obviously, you know, you're not able to vape in a car when you've got passengers in. When you're used to chugging away like I do, you tend to miss it when you get halfway there, to be honest. So I sort of tried them. I've still got some upstairs. I've had them 3 or 4 years. But I popped one of them two in, and to try and relieve the urge to vape. I've gone into the dry herb game a little more than, and I'm almost at the final hurdle of being signed up. Oh, nice. That's a cracking idea, mate. I mean, I don't know what other people's opinion of cannabis is, but I don't personally use it. I don't find any benefit from it. I don't really enjoy it. I have done in the past, but I don't smoke anything now. But they're losing the battle against it. And if they're looking for tax money, that's where it is. Basically, the black market completely controls selling that stuff. Nobody's any idea where it's come from. Some of it's cracking stuff, though, isn't it, to be honest? But why don't they just bloody legalise it and take the tax off it? And then, because, I mean, their argument is, oh, it's a gateway and it's this and it's that and the other. It's a gateway anyway, if you're not buying it legally. And to some people, if they smoke too much of it, it'll give them psychosis. But the problem is then you send them off to the mental health places and there's not enough money in. So if they taxed it and then took some money off it and then put it into the mental health service, it's done, isn't it? All right. To be honest, we got some when we text you that time when we were at the expo. That stuff was, I actually enjoyed that. That was quite nice. Quite easy to get a whitey off though. You needed to know what your limits were. My limits were only about 1 puff, but it actually tasted of it and smelled of it, which was a right bonus, because the other stuff I got, I found it a bit more psychedelic though, to be honest. And that's my honest opinion on it. But I was once in the fine city of Amsterdam, and I decided to try one of their space cakes. Legally, of course. It's perfectly legal, just to point out if any YouTube's watching. Probably not, I've only got 6 people watching. But I find space cakes a bit more psychedelic. And they kept coming back all day. I stood in the queue doing the old, what do they call that film? Where they were dancing in the post office. They persisted to email me, but the law says it's still illegal and it's classed as a psychoactive. Exactly. That's exactly what I felt that. But he was selling it from Malta. It was a Dutch guy selling it from Malta, and the other guys were still living in Amsterdam. So I don't know if it's even legal there, because they've tightened up a lot in Amsterdam. We were asking about it when last time we went, which was 2021, and there was no vaping for it. There was a place called the Canna Club around the corner from where we were, and you had to have ID with you. Even, I mean, I'm 58 this year, so I'd have been 56, 57, 55, something like that. And even I had to give them ID to prove I was over 18. Because if the police had come in and asked me for my ID and I said, I ain't got any, I'd have been in trouble. Spain's 3 plants as well. Did you know that story about when we were in that villa in Spain? And the bloke kept coming up to water his plants on a regular basis. He's an old guy, ex-army, nice guy. Anyway, one day I was laid in bed, there's a big bang on the door, and I went up, we were getting raided. And I said, we've come for the drugs. And I'm like, is he trying to rob me? Because he didn't look like a copper. I'll actually show you the photo. I don't know if I ever showed you the photos. They were like bloody Christmas trees. Anyway, there was about 6 plants in our garden in this sort of closed up area, but you could never smell them until they cut them down. And then as you went on a hill, I know you can't see me on, but it was on a hill like that. Then there was a road, and then there was a gully like that. And there were 27 down there. And they had all the next door, they owned the next door villa, and there was all in the garden there as well. And it was a proper raid, like, this guy's doing his nut at me. And he said, because obviously I drink, and I used to smoke cigarettes at the time. And the way it was, because the villa was built on the side of a hill, was you basically went up the drive like that. The villa was there, and it had a downstairs where they had somewhat downstairs. It might have put some weed down there, to be honest, because it kept going down there. And the pool and all that was there, so it was like a bungalow on a hill. And sorry, somebody wants. What was I telling you? Anyway, he comes back and he's banging on the thing. So I put the shutter up because no way you could get in this house. No way. It got like a proper secure door. But I kept going out on the balcony the previous evening, sort of drunk as a skunk, having a fag because I didn't smoke. Went anywhere near Sue, even though you could smoke in this villa. I didn't smoke. And I would be wobbling about that because he'd be thinking I was on the weed. And Sue doesn't smoke, and hadn't done since Lizzie was conceived, which was 18 years ago nearly. So she didn't keep going out there. So as far as this bloke was concerned, I was there on my own tending these plants. Like, so anyway, it was a bit shirty for a start. It wasn't until he turned round it said Malaga Drug Squad on his back. But he come in and helped himself to a can of Coke. I still thought they were trying to rob us, even though it was 9 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, as soon as Sue got up and we showed him the rental slip that we got, all it was, the bloke who was intermediary for the things hadn't quite logged the rental thing through, so they didn't actually know we were there, so they just presumed I was the caretaker. We'd actually been to that villa the first time ever with Tui. And if it had still been with two, I'd have rung them up and said, I don't want to stay here anymore. They'd bloody put us somewhere really posh, wouldn't they? Because it was through a local agent. So we had to stay there a while then, but we never went back to it because they were like gangsters, these blokes. They were rum lads, that. But I'll send you the photographs of the before and after. It's a long way back in my photos, but there's a photograph of these massive plants behind this. Because I stood on top of the barbecue to look, to what's going on like, and I could see him then, like bloody Christmas trees. How's Bill? He's doing well. He's had a bit of a bad back recently. He just does one show now with me. He was over on with Graham and Benny on the mixing thing, but he just comes on. Buttas, hi, how you doing? He just comes on with me on a Monday night, and that's about all he does really. He still enjoys doing it because I said to him, obviously when Lou was poorly last year, or before, I think it might have been before she was poorly. I said, if you ever want to pack it up, we can do that, because we were just hovering about, and then we got to 1,000, so that was a bit more interesting, and things sort of took off from there. And he said, oh no, he said, I quite like doing this one. Buttas, now there's a name. I'm tempted to have a chug on the old vape, but I don't want this channel to get to the same stage as the other one, where every single thing you upload, even if it was a picture of a cup of coffee, they demonetise it straight away, because obviously they've sort of recognised it as a vape channel. So I'm hoping to just get some few more subs on here, and sort of do something different on here. I've got a friend who sells on Amazon, and I'm thinking of asking him if he wants to lend me some products. It's a friend of mine's son. Lend me some products to review on here, and then I can take him back and try and build it up that way. Anything he's trying to push that week would be handy, wouldn't it? And sort of do it that way. There's loads and loads of channels on here that seem to build pretty quickly, but I've actually had this particular channel. It was just my personal YouTube channel that I used to watch on for about 10 years. And it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, but until you get some proper watch time hours, nobody's really going to watch it, is there? But at least they've made it so you can go live. We've worked it out. If you want subscribers, you want shorts. If you want watch time hours, you want lives. And basically just keep going and enjoy it. That's the way you can do it. Have we smashed that like button? Ah, well done. There's a lot of people disappear. That's the only thing when you're doing it on mobile. You can tell when everybody's buggered off. It's coming up to that half an hour anyway, so it was just an experiment to see if anybody would watch. But at some points there's been 13 people watching, so with the channel, may you live longer as well, sir, or madam, or they, or whatever. May you live longer than anyone. Ever. I've always had a thing about making everybody a moderator, but I never did it in this one. So I think there's only Bill. That's all there is. May you live much longer. Buttas. Nice. Anyway, I'm going to pop off. Just thought I'd have a lunch and see if anybody would watch me. And they clearly have done. So if you're just getting this on the replay, why not stay about and make the subscribers go up and down? Oh, well, up. More up than down, hopefully. So the only problem is with YouTube, you need to get to 1,000 subs before you can actually get any money off it. There's not masses of money comes off it when you do get to that, unless you're one of the huge channels. But actually trying to build a YouTube channel up is not easy. It does take an awful long time. I suppose I could do the thing that they do where these young ladies, they seem to get plenty of views and subscribers, but you've nearly got to have your boobs out and showing what Jesus gave you. That seems to be able to get you loads of views. But you really won't want to see what Jesus gave me, so just subscribe anyway. I'll catch you all soon, everyone. 29 minutes, 44 seconds. I might as well stay for the extra 15 seconds, and then we've done half an hour. You're more than welcome, Noel. Lovely to see you. I like the dinner time crowd. It's nice, isn't it? I actually fired up the other one about 3 o'clock in the morning. I got loads and loads of people watching that. It was brilliant. Don't worry, I like real men. Thanks, Ava. There's a bit too much of me, to be really honest. Anyway, Ava, thanks for coming in. I love you more. Oh, I'm all embarrassed now. Love you more, Ava. Thanks very much for watching.